ladies and gentlemen, lately we've been putting out a decent amount of Morpeko videos. So I just wanted to go over a team that's kind of anti-Morpeko. If you're seeing too much of the dark electric rat there, then maybe this is the team for you. There are definitely a lot of other teams out there, but this is specifically just saying, hey, I realize that this Pokemon is very strong right now. I'm going to go anti it, and I'm going to just let it roll like that. So the team here is going to be Shadow Marowak in the lead. I realize that not everyone has Shadow Marowak, but the people that do, I do want to showcase this Pokemon because it is so rare at this point. And it's just a cool Pokemon to have. So yeah, showcasing that. And then in the back line is going to be Ariados as your safe swap, and then Shadow Jumpluff as our sort of finisher, but also could be a bit of a safe swap as well. Really depends on the lead there. But yeah, both of them on are, I mean, I said this in one of the last videos as well. Ariados is kind of like a grass type in itself because it does have Trailblaze, which is going to be super effective. Which is a grass move and is super effective against water types, and specifically double super effective against something like Gastrodon or any of the Mud Boys themselves. Whiscash, I was going to say Quagsire, and that made me think of Quado. I don't know if y'all have ever seen, what is it? Oh my god, it's, I'm probably going to end up cutting this out of the video, eh? It's that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with Quado. Oh, someone let me know. Total Recall. There you go. My memory having Total Recall there as well. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the battles here. We go into a Jumpluff lead here, which obviously is not great for us as a Grassmon. We do have Rock Slide, which is nice. I believe I end up swapping, and they actually insta-swap as well. And then it's an insta-swap to something that we're not good against. But I guess it's good that we're not facing the Jumpluff, this with the Jumpluff there. Even though Rock Slide is super effective, it doesn't do that much. But to be fair, or against... volume button there. But to be fair, something like, oh, they actually throw back to back. Sure, just let it go. We do have it lowered a little bit, but I was gonna say, to be fair, as a Shadow though, you are taking a little bit of extra damage. So I do decide I'm gonna go for the full farm down here. They are reduced in one attack, and I don't think they'll get a second charge move off anyways. So yeah, I do want to have Rock Slide against the Jumpluff if they do come back in. You see, I'm almost at 2, which is nice. Good timing here. Again, if you're going for a 3-turn move versus a 2-turn move, any of the odd timings work, 1, 3, 5, 7, and so forth. And yeah, it's going to take them a little bit if they want to go to Energy Ball, but they could just, to be fair, they could just go straight to, they could go straight for Aerial Ace here. Since I'm one off, I do decide it's going to be good for me to go for this. They do end up going for Aerial Ace, not great for me, but we do get the move off, and now I'm probably going to let this go, or even swap into my own at this point, as I do run Acrobatics. You guys know how much I love Acrobatics, so I do end up going Acrobatics there. It makes me think they had I assume they had a Gastrodon there in the back, if I'm gonna guess. So, all right, good for me. They do get to this Aqua Tail before I do, since I do have to switch out before them, but they end up staying in this matchup for a little bit. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay, yeah. No? Yeah, they let it. All right. So I'm going to shield the second one. They did shield the first Trailblaze. Now we're going to go for the second Trailblaze here. They obviously can outpace, especially since they were in the lead against us. But I do go for CMP here. Obviously, we do win CMP. And we didn't have to shield one of the moves. So even though they outpace us to the move, their moves aren't as deadly as our moves. So I can actually try to go for the win on switch here. And at this point, even if he catches this move, which I was fully expecting, he must be really weak to Ariados, if I'm guessing here in the back. They do end up coming in with Machamp. We go for the 1, 2, 3, 4th Trailblaze of the game, so we're 3 times buffed. And yeah, we make quick work of that Machamp. All right, Dragonair. I mean, it's a neutral matchup, but not in favor of us. I do go for the catch here on to the Aqua Tail on our Jumpluffs because it is resisted. They do go for extra energy here, so I do have to make sure that I do have to remember they do have 5. Sucks for us. Luckily, I do have Acrobatics, which is going to be a lot of damage, even though it is resisted by the steel typing here of Skarmory. I am able to get 2 off, which is very nice. If they do decide to try to go for a farm down, I will be able to get off an energy ball that will pressure it to shield, and I guess they end up shielding anyways. I do end up getting another acrobatics, so this won't KO. I don't think they'll shield, but we do have a little bit of an advantage already. That was a weird animation. Yeah, I guess I will shield, hoping that it's a Brave Bird. If it is a Brave Bird, we will get the farm down, and they won't be able to get another move off, which is pretty nice. They do come back in with the Dragonair. Again, they're about... Whoop. Okay, yeah, they're about... I do have to comment that out. Or, what am I saying? I will have to blur that out. That was a text message. To be fair, it is someone coming from the grocery store for a... for a movie night we were hosting. All right, back to the game. Trailblaze is going to KO this, and they end up having a Lantern in the back, so Trailblaze is going to be super effective against this, as well as Ground going to be super effective as well, and we do have a decent amount of HP on both these mons, so not really going to be pressured at all. They'd have to go for a Thunderbolt here. Yeah, I think they'll have to go for a Thunderbolt, which means they'll be low on energy, and then the Marowak will just KO with a Bone Club here, and that'll be GG. I'm so lucky to have a... Shadow Marowak to showcase to y'all, because sometimes I don't have them on. That's super rare, and then I can't show y'all a cool video. But I do with what I have. So they do have Trailblaze, which is obviously going to be super effective. They end up coming in with the Toxapex. I don't know if they thought I was going to switch out, but we are lowered on offense here. But if you look at our backline, we really don't have good answers to this anyways. If I did, I would definitely switch out. But since I don't, we're just going to stay in, and it looks like 2 Bone Clubs going to be able to KO anyways. They do have the shield advantage, but I mean, it's just Brine, right? At the end of the day, Brine's just a terrible move, so I'll probably end up trying to farm this down. And then I decide, you know what, I will switch, and I'm going to get this massive farm down on Ariados, and all they're going to do is be able to throw Brine at me again, which Brine sucks. Even the second time around, Brine sucks, so now we have a huge advantage here on our Ariados, energy-wise, and I am going to be able to gain an attack advantage as well as lowering the attack here on their Ariados. Again, since I lower their attack, I am going to be able to take this, no worries, and they actually end up Trailblazing, which is awkward. I do go for the lunge before they get to their next move, just so that I don't have to worry about shielding or anything, and if they do decide to shield, I can be ahead of them there. I think I do remember this game, and I think catching you here in the middle of the video. Definitely subscribe if you haven't. Just take a second, hit it. All right, back to the video. I think I do throw the Trailblaze here, which is obviously super effective. Oh, I don't remember it right. I thought I stayed in and got farmed down, which I thought would be a really bad thing for us to do there, obviously. Was kind of hoping they were going to throw energy, which is why I come back in with the Ariados here. I really need them to get rid of energy so that I can go for some move here on my Jumpluff. I am going to be able to shield and farm this down, luckily. But this is where something like Aerialis would be a little safer. But I will be able to just farm both of these down. Nice. Okay, Drifblim. Oh, okay. I'm going to pause real quick. I left this one in because I just want you to know, against Drifblim, this team is shit. I decide, you know what, maybe I'll live the icy wind here. No, don't. No chances really here, so I'm out. All right. Just to let you know, this team's not perfect. You definitely don't want to face a Drifblim. All right. Ariados against Dunsparce here. We can take the first move, but they can take our move as well. So this ends up being a one shield, like, farm down or double throw scenario. Honestly, I'd rather just shield and farm this all the way down, have a lot of energy going into the next matchup. I think it's just better to have that energy than to win the matchup in the zeros. They do end up having a Grassmon here. It's superior. I do throw this move, but at the end of the day, I shouldn't have. I do come into Ariados. At least I'll have a little bit of energy lead. And against Morpeko, you are great with an energy lead because they will win CMP, I believe. I actually can't remember. Someone can let me know. They end up throwing Psychic Fangs, which is weird. Okay, we lose CMP. At least you don't have to let me know in the comments anymore because I figured it out. But they end up going for a double Psychic Fangs, which means we end up going for double lunge here, which is super effective, so we might actually end up getting both shields. Then I end up switching into this and just throwing right away. You saw how much damage that the one mudshot did. It was like 10%, 15%. But I just wanted to make sure that that thing didn't live against possible... I guess it wouldn't have been that bad, to be fair. But yeah, we end up getting a little bit of damage off here. And even though they do have Aerial Ace, which is super effective against us, it's not going to do that much damage to us at the end of the day. I mean, even though we are Shadow and taking 20% more, yeah, not going to do too much. They would need to get to 3. They're definitely not going to get to 3. And we have a shield, so they actually need to get to like 4. Actually, with 3 even KO? Yeah, it would. I end up trying to catch, but yeah, we end up winning that matchup. Goodra. Something to worry about on Goodra is that it definitely has the ability to throw really good coverage moves, specifically Aqua Tail in that Marowak matchup. One thing to note is that Jumpluff is pretty hard counter to Goodra, so that's something to think about. I am going to lower the attack here just so I can hope for a farm down against it in the Marowak matchup, and I'm gonna let this go. Marowak can hopefully farm this down. I can decide whether or not I want to shield an Earthquake, and they end up hard switching into Goodra, thinking that it'll be neutral against everything I have. Unfortunately for them, we do pretty much hard counter this. I guess Thunder Punch is neutral, but it doesn't do that much damage. You can see there, and then I end up going for the Acrobatics here. Are they going to be double weak to Marowak in the back, or will a farm down be enough as well? I'm going for the Acrobatics because it's neutral anyways, so Acrobatics is going to be a much better energy efficient move, and I knew I could make it to it as well. I try to save just for a catch later. I probably will have to shield this because now an Earthquake's really going to hurt. If they do go for a bait, that would absolutely suck, but don't think I can farm it down. They just had too much energy gain in that Jumpluff matchup and in the previous matchup against Ariados as well. And they end up having a Machamp here in the back. So now we're kind of all in on a catch in the farm down with Marowak, but our catch won't come up unless I throw a move, so I have to throw a move here just to get to the timer. Really something you really got to be thinking about during games. And now I do have a catch available, and I do go for the catch. I do make the catch, which obviously fantastic. And I'm pretty close to another move now as well. I'm just going to have to throw Bone Club here right when I get it. And that's going to be GG. They're actually one counter away, or one, I guess, Karate Chop away from winning that game. So really nice for me. All right, Wigglytuff. Tough matchup in general. No pun intended. They end up switching to Marowak. Terrible matchup kind of for them. Considering I have an energy lead as well to get to these Trailblazes. Maybe it wasn't as bad for them as I thought. Just let this go. Come in with my own, go for a bit of a farm down here. I guess I'm not going to shield because then it allows me to throw a lot of extra energy into the Wigglytuff. Yeah. You want to throw Bone Club? We do. Ends up being a Superior in the back. Woof. Switch to my own. At least I hard counter Superior, so now we're just going to be kind of in this matchup. And it's a question of, do I want to go for Acrobatics or Energy Ball? Do I think they'll shield or not? Do they think I have Aerial Ace? These are all questions I'm asking myself, and I do think they'll think I have Aerial Ace. So I just go for it, and unfortunately not great for me there. Do have to shield because Icy Wind would be double super effective. If they do bait with the Swift, it would really suck. But I'm going to go for the Energy Ball now. I could... Marowak's probably up soon, and I know I do have energy there, and I do want to save my energy. Now it's tough. I probably just go Acrobatics right away and then hope that I can live the... I don't think I'm going to make it. Even though we double resist these Vine Whips, I do think we'll end up getting Vine Whip down. Tough. All right, Azumarill lead, very bad. But we do have an ABB comp to it. They end up coming in with an Umbreon, very bad for them. Really kind of awkward. This is actually really good for us. We're going to lower their attack at least twice and then probably go for a Trailblaze. That's how I figure the matchup's going to end up going. They actually end up CMPing me here on 5, which is kind of weird. Makes me think that they're running Psychic. And I believe they were running Psychic. But it is super effective, but at the end of the day, well... I think they're going to throw another move here. This technically can't be Psychic, but I do end up shielding, and I'm going to go for a farm down. Well, I don't get to a farm down quite, but I am going to be able to force their hand if they do want to go for another move. And they don't. But I am buffed once. That's pretty nice. They do end up coming in with a Nidoqueen. This is neutral against Nidoqueen. And I think they'll end up having to throw something here, right? Yeah, because they can't take the Trailblaze here. Okay, this is fine. I'll end up coming in with Marowak after this gets KO'd. And kind of hope they throw energy into this. Really kind of a risky shield. Well, no, I guess yeah, it's kind of a risky no shield here, but we'll take it. We do have to be worried about the Ice Beam here. We will have to shield the Ice Beam. We are Shadow. It's double super effective. And now we'll just... Oh, they end up throwing Play Rough. All right, good timing here for me. A 2-turn move against a 3-turn move. You have to go 1, 4, 7, 10. And if... They definitely don't have Ice Beam, right? Why would you ever throw a Play Rough into this if you do have Ice Beam? So knowing that, I ended up going for a big energy gain here. I go up to 100 energy, throw the Energy Ball, and then I do want to throw the Acrobatics into... Well, it doesn't really matter. I guess I could just switch, but Acrobatics does a lot here. Shadow Jumpluff against... Is it Shadow Nidoqueen? Yeah, so ton of damage there. All right, that's going to be it for this one. Again, if you don't have Shadow Marowak, I guess you could use something like Gastrodon with this comp. It would actually be pretty similar. Again, I wouldn't use the non-Shadow Kanto Marowak, but I've seen it a couple times. You've seen it in the video a couple times, in these videos a couple times as well. So yeah, I would use the Shadow if you're going to use it, and then if you're not going to use it, go Gastrodon. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. Whoop. And if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. And if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out. And if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there. And I'll see you in the next one.